Good. Rolling.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Blu3print Podcast. Our mission is simple, y'all. We are here to help men feel empowered and seen.
The Blueprint is a roadmap to build the life that you're meant for.
Again, this is Oshai, and this is my brother,
Arman.
Let's get it. Let's jump straight into it, bro. So, today's topic is discipline, okay? And what was your statement that you dropped on me earlier before? That most men what?
Actually, the key to success for most successful men is discipline. They attribute a lot of that to discipline.
Exactly. And most men nowadays, and I'm sure you, my brother, and people that are out there watching right now, struggle with discipline on a daily basis. You hear it a lot on social media. People talk about it, but they don't show it. And they don't show what it actually looks like behind the scenes. They don't tell you about the mental battles that you go through with discipline and the shame that you feel for if you slightly break the discipline. And so today you're gonna learn about discipline, learn about what it looks like, how we struggle with it, and how we're overcoming that, because it's an everyday challenge.
It is.
It's a war.
It really is.
All right, brother. Well, tell me about a time that...
You're cracking me up.
What happened?
You're going to learn today.
Oh, yeah, you're going to learn today.
Sorry.
You're going to leave
That was the first thing that popped in my head was like, today you're going to learn about this one. Like, you're going to learn today.
Listen, you're going to leave here with
damn.
something. Yeah.
All right.
One thing about Arman and Oshai over here is that you're going to learn something with us, all right? And we want to also hear your opinion and your stories. So, bro, tell me about a time that when it came to discipline, that it has become real and that it really kicked in of like, oh shit, like this is what discipline actually looks like, and this is what it can do for me. And how did you change your actions from what you were doing on a daily basis then to now?
Yeah. So I think with discipline, I still struggle with it, right? Like sometimes, because as you know, I work a 9-to-5 job. I build a business, and on top of that, I really try to balance like my relationships and as well as my health.
Right.
So like for me, it's still hard. I am disciplined in a lot of aspects, but sometimes obviously when life gets overwhelming, I do have to remind myself to get certain actions done. Right. So it's still a struggle, but and not necessarily the biggest struggle, but obviously it's always gonna be work, right? You're always gonna have to put work into it. But I think the moment that I figured out what discipline was and what really shifted it for me was back when I was going through my weight loss journey. So back when I was like in high school, and even going into college, I was a little bit fluffy, to say the least.
Fluffy.
I mean, I was 5'6", weighing like 215 pounds. Like that's it's pretty fluffy. But at that point, that's when I started getting really dialed into like eating healthier. Even in college, I would wake up at like 5 or 6 a.m. to go work out.
Dang.
Because I knew that if I had something to wake up to and I forced myself, again, like I think what we talked about last time was if you start with a win, it's gonna make everything throughout the day easier.
Oh yeah.
Which I wasn't the greatest, right? There was still a lot of things that I had to work on, but that's where discipline really like shifted everything for me, because I was like, okay, you know what? I'm starting to see the results of waking up, working out, moving my body, and eating healthy, and end up shedding that weight. So I saw that success in that aspect.
So you see discipline, and I'm taking it, this is kind of like a universal aspect here, but discipline is not just a word, but it's an action.
Exactly, that's what it is.
And it's a set of minuscule actions that you have to take on a daily basis that compound over time to get the result that you want.
Exactly, they're daily tasks that we have to complete, right? The discipline behind everything is the fact that you have to get up, choose to do these certain things that are gonna make you a better person, right? Or get you closer to that goal that you're trying to achieve.
But what if you don't feel like it? And then you
That's where discipline comes in. That's what discipline is doing those actions even when you don't feel like it, right? So I guess that goes into, I think you had asked me earlier, right? Was what's the difference between motivation and discipline?
Yes.
Right? So what would you say is the difference between discipline and motivation?
In my opinion, and from my experience, because I'm still one of those guys, but I had to understand the difference between the two of motivation and discipline, because I thought it was kind of the same, and just like two different fancy words, right? Or just being a masculine guy, or just to keep moving and be successful in life. However, motivation is a temporary feeling. It's a spark, and that's how I see it. You can get inspiration and get motivation from someone and feel fired up to go do something, and then you set your heart out to go do it, you get a task done, but then the next day you need to do it again, and then that day you don't feel motivated to do it. But if you're disciplined, you'll do it anyway, just like you just said, right? And so to me, overall, motivation is just a temporary feeling. It's kind of like a little adrenaline rush that you get, and you get excited, and then eventually, just like how life is, at some point, the thing that was exciting you the most, it's gonna get boring. It's gonna come to a plateau period, but you have to keep doing it, keep doing said action to get closer to that goal or accomplish that goal. And discipline is what's gonna take you there, because it's gonna provide you that consistency, that mindset, and that framework that you need in order to accomplish the goals that you desire.
Okay, so it sounds like motivation is the feeling that you get, right? That adrenaline rush when you are inspired to go do something.
Yes.
And discipline is the course of action that you have to take, or the different courses of actions that you have to take in order to stay consistent, even when you're not feeling motivated. That spark,
right,
or that inspiration, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that that's a perfect way to put it.
No,
I mean,
thank you. And honestly, like my guy and my lady, if you're watching this, for when it comes to feeling motivated, let that be that driving force for that time to build momentum, and then understand that there needs to be a system in play for you to stay disciplined. That way, like, either you write something down, you have it on your whiteboard, you put a reminder on your phone, that no matter what, even if you don't feel like it that day, if it's raining today, you're gonna take your butt to the gym, or you're gonna write that paper, or you're gonna record that video, or you're gonna reach out to X amount of people through via DM, whatever it is that you're gonna apply
to that job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
apply to
you're not looking for a job, or if you're going to college, apply to that college, finish your essay, do what you need to do, finish your homework. You know what I mean? It's just different things.
This one is a little off topic, but in relation in a sense, because when you're goal setting and you aspire to be this certain thing, or let's say, like, for example, a designer or like a brand owner and a content curator, we're thinking like it's all going to be the fame and glory every day of what you see on the internet, but no one sees what the dream life actually looks like for when you are having to be up every single day, or almost every night, thinking about what you're going to create, thinking about what the next move is going to be, thinking about and studying the market, studying other successful creators to help cut the fluff from what you're striving for, and that process of like all the little editing, like the copyrights, the taking things off of hard drives and putting them on to the day.
Like, we were just struggling with taking off one of our videos and like sending it to ourselves, and I bet it's the little things like you said, and I think that that's why men and people, and women too, right, struggle with discipline, because sometimes we see these people that are successful, right? And we see that human highlight reel that is Instagram and social media, and we want that instant gratification.
You want the car, you want the boat, you want the lady,
so
you want all that, right?
So sometimes we do that one action, and we're like, for example, you start a brand, right? And then like you build your website, you put your first social media post up, and you don't get one like, or you don't get one sale, and you're like what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to consistently work at whatever it is that you're trying to chase and achieve. You have to work at it, and that's where discipline comes in. It's a routine. It's something that you work on. Even the most successful people will tell you that they have to work every day, and they have to drag themselves up even through the hard times in order to achieve these amazing feats.
Exactly.
Because it is what it is. It's work at the end of the day.
And a lot of people try to escape the work, and you can't, man. There's no other way around it, because the work is actually the thing that gets you what you want out of life, and it helps maintain the lifestyle that you have built for yourself. And you have to work no matter what.
That's true.
No matter what.
I mean, there's two things that are promised in life. It's gonna sound morbid. It's work and taxes.
Oh, I was gonna say work and death, but
well, I mean, death too. Death too, I guess. But
yeah,
three things.
You can't escape that one.
But yeah, you can't. Like, And that's why I think a lot of people say that if you want to go something and achieve your dreams, you have to go after something that you truly love, because then the work doesn't feel as...
It doesn't feel, it's not as painful.
Exactly.
Right?
Now, is it easy?
And no. And you're going to go through pain, because in life, that's just a part of life. You're going to feel pain. You're human. If you don't, then, we got some other questions.
I don't know anybody that's painless.
I know, right? But it's inevitable to feel pain. However, it is a choice if you choose to, it's a choice to suffer, okay? Remember that. Now, my bad, I got in the weeds, we got really deep.
Nah, it's all right.
To share my experience, or for when like discipline really showed up in my life, it showed up the most when I was in the military, in the Air Force, and it was because I started to see like, okay, they gave an objective and then they had a plan of actions in order to reach to that objective. And you have to do it every single day until you got it. And then once you got it, it's like, okay, solid, we got that, now it's on to the next goal. However, it literally took me until I got out, because it's all a mental and mindset thing. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have your mind open, if you're not an open-minded person, you're not coachable, it's going to be very hard for you in this life, because you have to open your mind up enough in order to receive new information, receive knowledge, understand what principles are and how they work in this life. And I was not in the mind frame or mindset of like, okay, what does this actually look like? How did I even accomplish this thing? And the moment that I had that mindset shift, I was like, okay, so this is what discipline actually looks like. And this is how I accomplish said things that I accomplished in my life, or got, because I pretty much got a lot of things that I wanted in life. But there was discipline missing in other factors, right, because of lack of systems. But I didn't know it until I had that mindset shift. But to get back to what I was getting at is that the faster that you open your mind into receiving and comprehending new knowledge of what works, then of what works for you, what discipline looks like, that there are systems that are going to have to be in place for you to accomplish goals, and actions that are going to have to be in place to accomplish goals. Like you're gonna struggle, or you're gonna actually get what you want out of life.
So that was one question that I wanted to ask you, and I even typed it down. Mm-hmm. So in terms of discipline, mm-hmm. right? One, I guess, first question is, do you still feel like you lack some discipline in your life? Mm-hmm. And two, do you think that you can get better at that lack of discipline with building better systems? Because you did mention that it is lack of systems.
So right? y'all understand and see throughout this podcast, and that like our posts, I'm a very open book, and I'm a person who does not acquire shame. I let that go a long time ago. I take responsibility and accountability of my actions, okay? I still struggle with discipline to this day. I'll say this, I'm more disciplined than most. However, I'm not disciplined enough for the man that I know I could be and that I need to be in order to gain the lifestyle that I'm striving for. However, I am working on that. It's more of a mental battle than it is physical at this point. And now I've come to such an understanding of what it actually means to have systems, funnels in your life. Mm-hmm. And so recently, to answer your question about systems, is that you have this desire, right? Like let's say like mine is to be a content creator. And technically I am a content creator, but it's just part-time, right? However, what is a content creator? It's a person who creates or has a certain amount of, who has a creativity like outburst of capturing things on camera, uploading it onto the internet, but in a consistent manner to where they build a community and they serve that community for what they want to see and what they enjoy. But also that content creator has to create something from within their heart that they enjoy too, right? But what does that look like? So I create a video, post it, and it's up to you on your cadence on if you're gonna post every day, twice a day, or whatever, right? But let's say it's just an everyday thing. For me, ideally, I would like to post once a day. However, I didn't have systems in play for the time that I was striving to be a content creator. I was just posting and just hoping I hit something, right? And then once that happened, and then life hit, because life will always hit, from having lack of systems, I went into a spiral of inconsistency and lack of discipline because of that. And what it has shown me is that in order for you to get anything that you want in this life, or either maintain it or continue to grow, you have to show consistency and discipline, and you have to have a system in play. What is a system? Let's talk about that.
So it depends.
Yeah.
Because we're all struggling with it too.
Exactly. So from my understanding, and I would love to hear your opinion as well, a system is a set plan that you have in place that if you do these set actions each and every day and you follow it from A through Z, you'll get closer and closer to accomplishing your goal or maintaining the goal that you've accomplished. What do I mean by that? If I'm going to be a content creator, I know that I need to, one, build a community. Okay, how do you build a community? You build a community by recording yourself, finding out your niche, finding out what type of, your niche, which is the type of content that you're going to be posting and in what field, and then how are you going to be creative in your own way and show your personality through videos to either entertain someone, educate someone, okay. And then after that, now you have a system in play of, I'm going to post one video a day. How do I do that? After I get off work, I'm going to immediately get up, change my outfit, and then look at the video, look at a video that I was inspired by, recreate it with my own spin. I post it on TikTok, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook at 5 p.m. each and every day. And then that list right there, you have that, let's say like in your phone or like on your board, on your wall. And you do those actions each and every day. And then those actions compound over time, because eventually, like as you're building it, they will come, right? So you'll start building that community and it compounds over time. You grow a bigger and bigger community. Now that system is working. And then you eventually get to 1,000 followers, right? Once you get to 1,000 followers, it's time to scale. And then that's a whole nother conversation. But a system is that list of actions that will get you closer and closer to that goal. And you do those list of actions, nothing else but that. And that's what'll keep you in line. That's what a system is to me.
I mean, to me, a system is your routine.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry, that was just like more of a elaborate version of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just your routine. I mean, like you took it from like your content creator side of things. I think in general, and I'm going to speak in general. I'm not going to speak based off of like me and brand owner. I think it's just your routine, right? It's what are you going to do every single day, like you said, that's going to get you closer to the goals and the man or person you want to become. Right. So whether that's, like you said, posting every day, whether that's journaling, whether that's calling, you're in sales, calling as many people as you possibly can to close that deal. Whatever the case is, it's really all about your routine. But it's very hard to build a routine when you think about things, I guess, in the grand scheme of everything and like the bigger picture. So you kind of have to narrow it down. Right. And that's one thing that I want to talk about is maybe like a little 5-step blueprint to kind of give them something to like, how can they build good systems? Because it all starts with one win. One action, one win, and then you compound, right? You keep on going. That's like, for example, earlier when I said with my weight loss journey, it started with waking up early. It was one thing, right? Changing that one thing in your diet, one thing, and it just compounds, right? So I'm gonna give them, if it's cool, like a 5-step blueprint.
Let's hear it.
On what they can do. So first one is start small and win daily. So one non-negotiable habit that you want to build upon every single day, and it doesn't have to be big. Like I think you gave me a good example a few weeks ago. I'm still currently struggling with injuries and trying to get back into like the health side of things. But one thing Oshai brought to my attention the other week was, hey, why don't you try doing 100 burpees a day? Something small. Why don't you try doing 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups? Walk for 30 minutes, something, right? something small. For you, it could be journaling, working out, making your bed, something. Start with one item. Second would be build a routine around that one item. So start compounding, right? You do your bed. Next, let's add in getting up and moving your body, or getting up and journaling, having a cup of coffee and having some quiet time. I know that you had some quiet time this past week.
Yes.
I think that's huge, and we'll talk about that here in a second. 3 is controlling your environments. This is something big for me and you that we've been going through.
Oh my goodness.
And in this case, when I say control your environment, it's remove distractions. Remove anything that's really gonna cloud your judgment, your dreams, your motivation, anything like that. Anything that's gonna trigger you, remove it, right? Whether that's people. And it is gonna be hard because there are gonna be certain things that you were comfortable with, that you enjoy, that you are gonna have to remove, as well as people. I'm a big component of that. It's terrible. I have this issue where, like, if I see that you're not feeding into like what I am truly trying to do in this life, I cut people off.
Yeah.
It's, some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. To me, I'm one track minded.
Yeah.
I have to stick with that.
But
yeah.
That's just what it is.
4th is tracking your work. So for me, and this is something that I worked on.
That is very important.
Yeah, this is something that I had to work on this week, and we'll talk about our disciplines this week, but it's track your work. Journal, calendar, put it on a whiteboard, something that's visual, something that's gonna remind you every day, like, you know what, I ticked this off the list, or I need to do this today. Track it somehow. That's gonna help you, and it's gonna make everything feel more tangible.
Yes.
More than anything. So
you can see your progress.
yeah, and you see your progress. 5 is accountability. So for example, Oshai and I, we hold each other accountable in everything that we do. That's how we became best friends.
Yes.
So finding either a coach, a partner, a community, one person that is like-minded to what you want to do and that's going to hold you accountable. That's everything. So those are the 5 things that I came up with. So 1, start small, win daily. 2, build routines. 3, control your environment. 4, track your work. And then 5, accountability. So.
And to piggyback off of what he's saying, excuse me, in order for you to be the most successful at this, where you start is by zooming out and auditing your life. Because we all know that there is something in your heart or in your mental, bump that, it's in your heart, that there is something bigger that you're supposed to be doing, or something that you want to be and that you have yet to become, but you think about it every day. Write that down, and then write down your current routine to see if your current routine is moving in your favor of what you desire out of this life. And if it's anything that is the opposite of what's gonna get you closer to that, that's that fluff that needs to be removed.
I agree.
From each action, no matter how entertaining, how fun, how stress relieving it is, because the current you is not happy with your current, like with yourself, because you haven't become the person or acquired that car, that BMW, or whatever it is that you're looking to get.
That girl.
Yeah, you know.
She didn't call you back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
So
her lost player.
Yeah. So audit your life. Use this blueprint that Arman just gave you, and I'm telling you, your life will shift like that. And I promise you, like, life can change in an instant, just like that. And think that I'm wrong, like I'm sure that's everybody, God forbid, but I'm sure like everybody's been through a negative experience where it's just like life changed just like that. And there is an equal and opposite reaction of everything that we do in this life. So if bad things can happen like that, good things can happen like that in an instant as well.
And also, I want to say, piggybacking off of that, is just because you are disciplined and just because you're doing the right things does not mean that bad things are not going to happen.
That right
there. It is life. Bad things are going to happen. There's going to be roadblocks that happen.
Remember my saying? Disruption always follows intention.
That's right. There you go. Like, for example, I'm going to give a good real life example.
Hold on. Let me make sure it's actually recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still rolling.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. They're going to be like, you always get to
it.
We don't have a third camera person.
Yeah, we don't. You're seeing it live and direct from an iPhone.
Yes.
We're starting from the slums.
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna build from here.
Yes.
So you guys get to see us from the very beginning. But real life example, this past week, and we'll talk about after this, I kind of want to segue into the discipline that you had this week. Because I thought that was amazing.
Thank you.
And then kind of like what we both did, right? Because we both did two separate things. But real life example, this week, I've been trying to think more about my finances and how I'm gonna fix my finances, right? Bad things happen that you can't control it.
Man.
Yesterday, I woke up, had a very productive day, tried Pilates for the first time. I'm scared of Pilates. I'm gonna say it. It is what it is. I did it. I woke up, went to Pilates, got out. I was like, I did it.
Let's go.
Went to the grocery store. On my way back home, my car ends up having a fuel tank leak. When I was already thinking this week about planning better with my finances, my car has to end up going to the shop with an undisclosed amount worth of repairs. There you go. That's life.
It's a nice car too. So, yeah.
And it was a brand new car. So that's great. But the example is, or I guess the moral of the story is that life is gonna throw things at you, but you can't let it take you off track. Like in this case, there's a lot more financial planning that I need to do to get better with my finances. This is gonna be something I have to now throw in there.
But if you think about
But it's nothing bad.
There is always a blessing in the lesson. And what I mean by that is, okay, yes, it's unfortunate that this happened, and yes, you didn't like it because it's not a good feeling, right? Of a scenario, and it's unfortunate. However, what you just said right there confirmed that it's gonna push you to even be more diligent and disciplined with your finances, and that you need to get back to the chalkboard or whiteboard, as they say, to restructure like your finances in a more proper way, to where something like this happens, it's like, oh,
it's like rainy day. Yeah. And that's a perfect example. Is it's teaching me that there are going to be rainy days, things that happen that are out of your control. So plan for that.
Right.
And that's what I took from it. And does it suck? Yes.
But that's how you turn it around.
Exactly.
Because what happens is most people get hit with a curveball. They don't know how to. They get hit with a curveball and they don't know how to swing at it.
Nah, I was mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very mad. But like you said, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because yes, I was planning on something. Life threw a curveball at me. Did it bring me down? I got mad for like a little bit. I mean, I'm a man. You know, we're people. We get mad.
And it's your car.
Yeah, and it's But like you said, it is something that's going to teach me about rainy day situations when I am getting more into my financial planning, which is an everyday thing, right? So with that being said, we have been practicing two different things this week where we did practice discipline.
Yes.
So I want to start with you. This was amazing, by the way. So I want to give you props.
Thank you.
Whatever you did, I don't know if I can do this. I get hungry.
Yeah.
So talk to us about what you did this week to practice discipline.
So I went on a 3-day water fast, if you will. I say liquid, and liquid does not mean like I was drinking smoothies. Some people say liquid fast, like you drink a smoothie, whatever. Okay, no. It was a 72-hour, like just water. I tried coffee. I drank 1 cup of coffee and it dehydrated the hell out of me, and I didn't touch it again. So it was water, tea, and I drank some coconut water the day that I had drank some coffee because I had a migraine out of I don't know what. And it was real coconut water. So, but overall, I did this more so on a spiritual and mental level. The reason I did this, it was not only just for God, but for myself as well, because I've been going through a lot of, and Arman can attest, but I've been going through a lot of life transitions for like these past 2.5 years now. And as a human being, as a man, and you know, you can only take so many hits and just be like, damn. And then it's a consistent matter of like restarting, resetting, but then you also have to like catch yourself and surround yourself by other like-minded individuals who are gonna lift you up and be like, hey, look, you got to get on this. Like, this is where you're messing up, where you're feeling too sorry for yourself, because it's gonna happen as you get beat up in life. So throughout this challenge, I gave myself this challenge and forced my way into it so that I can find my true self and listen to how I talk to myself, listen to what noises needed to be canceled out, listen to my spirit and to feel what frequency I'm on, to see what type of person I currently am in this very moment after, you know, X amount of things have happened. Because when you don't eat for 72 hours, 36 hours, a day is kind of like, you know, but that 36-hour mark,
about all that,
or a day and a half, like,
I don't eat for 2 hours and I'm already getting cranky.
You'll start to really understand who you are as a person, and if you actually possess the skill of discipline, and you'll understand that actually discipline is just a choice.
I do want to ask you.
Go ahead.
There's something else that you did in this challenge that I thought was big, and especially for men and people, everybody out there. You also fasted from social media.
Yes.
And you also fasted from speaking to anybody.
Yeah.
That is huge. So I wanted to also point that out there because that is a big part of discipline that you did, and that's impressive.
Yeah, and the reason for that was because I wanted it to bring light into what I saw social media as, and at that current moment. Because as I was coming up, and for you all that do possibly know me, like from Oshai TV, there was a time where I was consuming content for entertainment, and then there was a time I was consuming content as for business purposes to stay consistent with the times and the market and how algorithms are working, so I know how to post, when to post, and what to post. And then it shifted over back into entertainment. And I seen that, and I was like, okay, well, I need to shift my perspective, and I also need to shift my habits of how I'm viewing social media, and what was working back then. What system was I working back then that I didn't know, you know, that I had a system in place for, and how I can tune it and implement that now so I can scale and elevate, or at least just maintain what God has already blessed me with for like the community that I do have, and get them back engaged, right? And
how'd it make you feel?
It made me feel good. I'm not gonna lie, the front end portion, I was beating myself up a lot, because I'm like, man, I'm not as disciplined as I should be. Like, yeah, I'm a fit guy, but I've been way more fit. I can be more fit. Like what I actually want, I don't look like right now. I don't feel like that person. And like I'm in a brand new state, because I up and left like my old state, Florida, and just came here, and I don't have many friends out this way, and Arman is like one of the closest friends that I do have out this way, and my brother. But seeing that, and it also helped me appreciate food and appreciate my body more, because you don't realize what you're actually putting in your body until you start to get a little more disciplined with your diet, and you start to have those non-negotiables, or go on a challenge where you don't eat sugar for 2 weeks.
Oh, like he challenged me for that. Like he was like, yo, I don't want you to have any kind of artificial sugar, right?
Yeah, artificial sugar.
Artificial sugar for about 2 weeks. I didn't realize.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because that was a great challenge, and I'm attributing it to you, but I didn't realize how much nonsense like that I was eating that actually had artificial sugar, and this was like healthy condiments.
Like healthy,
you know what I mean?
Stuff that you think is healthy, or they advertise as healthy.
Exactly. Like even protein. Like that's one of the biggest things that opened my eyes was like, for example, like the protein powders that we all have, like whey, whatever the case is. Packed with sugar, or not even packed, but like, you know what I mean?
No, there's much more sugar than it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Because all those flavors, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, your grandma's cereal. Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
But back to.
Yeah, but sorry. But back to that. I mean, overall, it showed me who I was, where I was currently at mentally. 3, what I was currently doing that was not moving me in my favor for the desired life that I want. And 4, it was showing me that I have not been like my best self despite what life has been throwing at me. And my biggest struggles was always maintaining that state of discipline after getting what I wanted, and once life hits me with something. Because I have not built calloused enough mindset in order to keep course, because like one of my biggest struggles, y'all, is I'll get something that I want, and for my people that know me like close, I get what I want and I work for it, and then I'll go get it. Arman hasn't seen it just yet, but because we still fresh, but I get what I want, and then something happens in life, and then like I would stop.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, no, I've already seen it several times.
Yeah, and so now.
Don't mean to call you out.
No. Call me out. You know what I'm saying? But like I told you, I have no shame. That is like one of my biggest struggles, and you won't even understand. I was asking myself today, I was like, why does my mind operate like this? What is it? There's some type of flaw, and there's something that just needs to be tweaked. And honestly, I think it all comes down to I was just leading with emotion. Because
lead with logic. Again, it all goes back to discipline. Is like, are you going to continue to do the work,
right,
even when you get what you want?
Exactly.
Because we've been talking about discipline on the bad days, but what about discipline on the good days?
That right there. Discipline on the good days.
Because there's going to be days where you do, for example, you do become successful. You are making X, Y, Z. You're hitting all of your goals.
Yep.
But how are you going to keep yourself aligned, and how are you going to keep yourself in check in order to continue to be successful and continue to grow as a man? Because you know that you're more than capable,
yes,
right, of achieving these great things. But you just said one of your faults is when you do win, you do get one thing that you want, you stop.
Yeah, I'm like,
success.
Yeah,
Success for all of the most successful men, again, is just, again, compounding.
Yes.
These wins, compounding.
Because success doesn't have feelings.
Nah, and a compounding win, like, success isn't one win.
No.
You don't just stop at $1 million, for example, and be like, I mean, maybe that is what you want, right? But even to get there, it needs to take 1,000, 2,000, and compounding. So it's good that you're thinking about discipline even when you are winning, when you do get something that you want, not just on the bad days.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Because it can be that way.
And what also overall from that fasting, it has provided me so much mental clarity with God, myself, and my current actions, and the way that my mind works, and why I was feeling that way, or why I do feel that way when I do actually accomplish something. Mm-hmm. And for those that, if you are going to do a 72-hour fast, gradually work your way into it. Don't just do it cold turkey, and make sure that you stay as hydrated as possible throughout the course, because you will have a lot of migraines or cramps if you don't.
We're also not doctors.
Yeah.
So don't do it if like,
I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. This is just overall general advice, okay, from my experience. But what else was I getting at? Oh, yeah. So what I was getting at was that I still struggle with discipline, till this day. However, it is a fight, and like Arman was saying, like that I took from him, we got to make sure that we start our day off with one little win. Do not start your day off with the L, because your confidence will immediately go. So start your day off with the win, and even if it's something minuscule, and then just compound and build upon it, and just keep getting after it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I try to start every day with a win, which is just move my body.
That is the biggest thing. Like,
just move my body.
Popping up out of bed, bro.
But I know you did that.
Yes.
And for my discipline, I did the Kaizen journal.
Oh, yeah, you did the Kaizen
journal? That's what I did every day this week.
But I got to order one. Oh, you did it every day?
I did it every day. That's why. So you did that. I did this.
Yeah, let's go.
Because we both did something. But
that's a nice book.
Mine was writing it down.
But wait, what is the Kaizen journal?
The Kaizen journal essentially is a journal that helps you stay organized and build a routine out of what you need to do. Mm-hmm. So what it provides you is, I'm trying to like envision it in my head.
Yeah.
It provides you with a quote for the day, and then it gives you a mental, a spiritual, and a physical win, something that you have to do, right? And then it provides you like a little section that will ask you 2 things you're grateful for, right? And then it also gives you like a little to-do like checklist box, and then at the end, it has a daily reflection.
Yeah.
So what I did every day this week, because with having a 9-to-5 and then being a brand owner, so much is going on in my head. And my issue with discipline is that I have so much in my head that it's like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then like I end up just getting analysis paralysis, or like focusing too much on one thing that I don't get everything else done.
Right.
I myself, and I don't know if it's type A, I guess, but I'm very structured. Like I have to like do everything in line and in a certain way.
Yeah.
And if I don't, it knocks me off.
Oh yeah, same.
So in this case, I wanted to practice this because there was so much that I'm doing with Fear of Faith that we're like, as you know, I'm rebranding that on top of like the current releases that we have coming up, on top of the 9 to 5. There you go. New, coming out on Tuesday. Well, by the time they see this, it's already out. It may even be sold out. Who knows?
Yes, sir.
But there's so much going on in my life, like with my 9 to 5, that I need to like keep in order to fund everything else. Obviously, with the podcast now, there's little things that we have to do. So this week has been really writing down and knocking everything off my to-do list.
Yes.
And it has helped tremendously. Is it hard? Like when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I do is I go downstairs, I drink my caffeine to start waking up before the gym, and I write down 2 things that I'm grateful for. And then I write down the wins that I'm gonna get every day, like the spiritual. So spiritual is always pray, mental is learn or read, and then physical is workout. Or on off days when it's workout, it's like today was go for a walk.
Nice.
Still move my body.
Gotta move.
Right? Move somehow. So to me, that made a world of a difference this week, because even then, like when I was knocking things off of the list, it felt like wins.
Yeah.
It was like,
They're small wins.
but it was momentum. But even like through the minutia of life that we have, as we complete a task, sometimes we don't think, hey, that's a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, let's go at it.
Right.
Like let's keep on going. And you don't give yourself that pat on the back. You don't talk to yourself nicely, or you don't say, hey, good job, you got this done. Were there days where there were certain to-do things where I didn't knock it off?
Of course. I mean, you
100%.
get everything done.
But it's a learning curve. The most of the days I did everything and it felt great. Like yesterday, I didn't knock off 2 things. It's a Saturday. It happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was more of a like, the day was a little bit more chaotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we both did something this past week where we tested our discipline. That's what I want to go ahead and challenge everyone with.
Yes.
Is I want you to pick one area of your life that you think has been suffering from lack of discipline. So health, money, relationships. Write down that one habit that you'll commit to bettering this day, or write down an action that you're going to take to better that action. So this will be your first step in the blueprint of what is discipline.
Yes, beautiful. And if you're comfortable with it, please drop it in the comments for what y'all accomplished, or what that you wrote down. Yeah, excuse me, what you wrote down and how you accomplished it, or if you did, just put a green check mark. And if you want us to chop it up, we will probably choose one of the comments and give a little shout out to the person who, accomplished, their plan for the week.
Yeah, we want to let you know that we're proud of you too.
Yes.
Like that's what we're here for. Like we're here to hype you up. Like even through the dark days, through the bright days, everything, we're here to help you. So like comment below, drop your wins.
Yes.
Drop whatever it is that you're doing.
Because again, this is a safe space for men to feel empowered. All right.
It is. And you see that we're not perfect humans. This is the first time we're doing a podcast. So you can tell that obviously. Second episode. You can tell that for one, structure. Yeah. Still need to work on. We don't have everything.
No.
You know what I mean?
And for people that can't see, we got, these are nice, so most people won't have it. This is an iPad and MacBook, whatever, right? Yeah. But however, I'm recording off of my phone on a tripod right now. We got some Rode mics. Yeah, if you don't have a mic, get one of those little cheap joints. You know what I'm saying?
Amazon, baby.
To prompt it up. However, this is where it starts, and we're utilizing one of the spaces, that we have in our community, and going from there. The first one was, at the casa, and the next one, who knows? It might be in this one, might be in another room, but we're getting after it, and we're doing our best to build the momentum.
Exactly, and we're trying to show you that you don't have to be perfect to start.
No.
You're gonna grow along with us. You're gonna see us through this process. And we hope every episode, as we continue to go, you're gonna see us grow. You're gonna see us obtain new things. We're gonna get you a better setup. We're gonna get better angles.
Yes, eventually you have some of those mics.
You'll also be able to get close-up faces of Oshai, me, where it'll be like, changing screens, you know what I mean? Like that fancy stuff. But for now, we want to show you guys that you don't have to be perfect to start. Just start